My name is Josh Sexton. I'm from a small town in Indiana called Farmland, where I attended a high school named Monroe Central, with a student population of only about 200 students. After I graduated, I decided to join the military, where I chose the occupation of an 88 Mike, which is a tractor trailer slash heavy machinery operator. After spending 4 years in the military and coming home, I decided I wanted to follow my heart, and that was to manage or own a restaurant. So I chose to move to Greenville, South Carolina, where the restaurant business is diverse and growing. When I got here, I had the opportunity to be a manager, a caterer, and an event planner at Brick Street Cafe, a very popular restaurant in downtown Greenville. From there, I learned communication skills with florists, wedding planners, and family members. After working there for 9 years, I had the opportunity to do the internship with the Harper Corporation, going through the Clemson co-op system. These skills that I learned at Brick Street later on were very helpful in working at the Harper Corporation. Instead of working with florists, I worked with contractors. Instead of wedding planners, I worked with engineers. And instead of family members, I worked with construction workers. This all came together and ended up being a very important and vital thing to me. And I'm very appreciative of those 9 years that I had to work at Brick Street Cafe. Every contractor situation, there's a contract that has details amongst two parties. This contract, after signed, is binding to finish the job from beginning to end. There's some details of this contract that I want to point out in the next couple slides. So let's take a look at the contract as a whole first. Much like in all contracts, there's a description of service, along with payment for services. This is in every general contractor and independent contractor agreement. Also, there's always guidelines of termination. If that's something that's binding or something that has a limitation, that's for both parties to decide. Also, for this generation, there is a column that was not found in past contracts. Now, we have to make sure that we put in ownership of social media contacts. This is in case any pictures, property, or items are used in social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. The owner of the property and the project is the sole owner of these rights, not the contractor when it is binded by contract. Recording. A scope of work is another document that highlights the contract. Now, the scope of work is a detailed column-by-column document that specifies the importance of inspectors, engineers, the document history, and the resumes of the engineers, along with material testers and materials used in the project on a day-to-day basis, month-to-month basis, and also even a year-to-year basis. This document can be broken down in certain ways. And this way is probably the easiest. By paragraph, we can look at the project engineers, the inspectors, and the material testers all on one page. The next document is a daily construction activities report. Along with a daily construction activity report, there's also a weekly and a monthly documentation. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the daily construction activities report that I have here, and we'll go into a little bit of detail. As we can see, health and safety and communications are a major part in this documentation, along with technical issues. Issues can include computer failure, equipment failure, rental item failure. All these items are very important at the end. Without documentation, none of this stuff happens on the construction site because it is not documented in the office. After a few brief conversations with Brian Royal over the phone and exchanging emails, I came up with a little questionnaire and some answers from our conversations. One of the things he mainly wanted to point out was technical writing is used in every aspect of a professional career. Technical writing is used heavily in documents involving law, contracting, and construction. All of these points are used in contracting every day. One of the things he pointed out is the fact that you wanted to get your point across as quickly and as fluent as possible. This means the documents need to be straightforward, line to line, and paragraph to paragraph. Just like we learned in class, these things are very important.